What if I told you you could start making money today just by finding undervalued items and flipping them for a profit? I'm talking about just everyday items that people often sell for far less than what they're worth. I'm talking about things like couches, cars, boats, dressers, even books, all kinds of things. The best part though is you don't need a huge budget to get started. And if you stick with me here for just a few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly where to find these hidden gems and get started. If you don't know me, my name's Tanner. I've been flipping things for about 15 years now. And since then, I've helped hundreds of people be able to quit their 9 to 5s and go full time into starting a flipping business. And in this video, my whole goal is to have you walk away with the knowledge and the resources to be able to essentially do the same. I just want to hit on this isn't some get rich quick scheme, but this is just a really simple strategy that anybody can use and replicate. So let's just deep dive in. All right, starting off very simple with the basics on how to start flipping for a profit is first, very simply, we got to find products that are undervalued. So, let's say couches, for example. You're going to often find these on platforms like Facebook Marketplace, OfferUp, Craigslist, yard sales, thrift stores like Goodwill. When we first started, we actually would drive around to all the Goodwills and find a ton of inventory. So most of the time, if you're in a market with at least like 70,000 people in it, finding items, once you identify, what niche you're going to flip, the reason I push people to something like furniture is because you can often source items like this, whether it is a couch, dresser, whatever. I personally like to focus on higher ticket items like couches because you can source them for oftentimes cheap or even free. Most of our inventory that we sourced when we flipped couches for over 2.5 years, most of our inventory we sourced was actually free. And a lot of times it's just something simple like either just cleaning it up, giving it a good vacuum, maybe have to, shampoo a little stain or something, and then taking better pictures, um, adds the biggest difference. So that's where you want to start, and places to start looking for these opportunities that are undervalued. And tip is a lot of times people will give things away for free just to get them off their hands quick. So if you're quick to get on, things that get listed like that, whether it is couches, dressers, I even see cars. People give away cars, and yes, with titles, give away for free because they're just people are always going through all kinds of stuff. Maybe they have to move across the country, or maybe a relative just died and they're cleaning out the house. I've seen it all. Next is going to be evaluating the item's value. So whether it is a couch or a car or whatever, you need to figure out if it's a good deal. And there's all kinds of ways to do that. You can cross-reference on, say it's a couch. You can figure out what kind of brand it is. Let's say Living Spaces, for example. You can go on Living Spaces' website and then try to find that identical couch and see what it's selling for. And then even go on, Facebook and platforms like OfferUp and see if you can find similar couches and see what they're selling for. But or if it's a car, there's places like NADA or Kelly Blue Book. So there's all kinds of different ways to kind of gauge and figure out, what you could sell things for. Because what I really want to hit on too is you don't make money when you sell, you make it on the front end when you buy. And for example, right here, this is a true story. This summer, I went back to my hometown in North Dakota because I spend the summers there when it's really hot here in Phoenix in the summer, just to escape this heat. So kind of a perfect balance of going back and forth. But anyway, I was back home this past summer and I started focusing on flipping pontoons just for fun while I was there. And I found one that was complete undervalued. I did have to put a little bit of time and a little bit of work into it. I only stuck $100 into it. Basically, there's a frame that was bent. I'll show you a little bit later in this video here, but I bought it for $1,800, and I saw that it was worth 12,000. But I didn't sell it for 12,000. I sold it for 7,000. But I only stuck about $100 into it to put a new battery into it, and I spent some time repairing the bars, and then sold it within a week for about 7,000. Next is negotiating the deal. So, you want to make sure you're not overpaying for an item. and that you're getting the best possible deal. Because, like I said, you don't make money when you sell, you make it when you buy. You should already know and have an idea, at least minimum, what you can be able to sell that for while still being able to maintain making a profit. But true story, going back to that pontoon, the guy originally wasn't asking, or he's asking more than 1,800, but I just stayed consistent following up with him, and then he eventually came back with a counter offer. And this is, a tip right here is if you do find something that is a little bit of a fixer upper, just be honest about what you need to do in order to repair it and leverage that for a negotiating tactic. So the whole point of all this is just very simple. Anybody can do this. The whole point is to buy low and sell high. That's all we're doing. No need to overthink it. Some real life success stories. This was me in 2020 when we first moved to Phoenix. We were focusing on flipping used books on Amazon and CDs. This was me right here at a Goodwill holding some CDs that I found that I was flipping on Amazon right here as well, November 4th, 2020. I was scanning books. We'd go to all the Goodwills and clean them out of all the profitable books that we'd flip on Amazon. Fast forward to 2021, that's when we decided to make a pivot from Amazon and go full time into flipping furniture. This was an OG picture right here when we decided to go all in on furniture flipping and ended up making $10,000 our very first month doing it. This is Hugo right here. He's inside of our private community. He said, I'll see you then. You got me into couch flipping. I made it into a full-time job, did 10K this last month, just selling from my garage, no storage, no employees here in Phoenix. Just want to say thank you to Mariah and Paxton, LOL. Hugo is an OG. If you come into the community, you'll meet Hugo. This was me going on 2 years ago. I went to my hometown for a wedding, and it just so happened to be fall cleanup week. That's actually how I got started flipping by accident when I was 14 years old. Didn't even have my license yet, but I convinced my grandpa to go around town for fall cleanup week. People were throwing away all kinds of stuff. I ended up picking up about a mix of about 20 snow blowers and lawnmowers. I grew up very mechanically inclined, so I was very familiar with how an engine runs, and what it needs is three things: air, fuel, and spark. So I basically brought all these lawnmowers and snowblowers to my mom's house, and she was pissed. And I ended up getting about 10 of them running right away. I cleaned them up and I listed them for sale for about $100 a piece. Sold all of them in about less than 2 weeks, and then I made $1,000 at 14. So I actually duplicated or replicated what I did when I was 14. It just so happened when I was back home 2 years ago for a wedding that it was fall cleanup week. So I documented that. We ended up making about $1,000 again in that week. Again, have a YouTube video if you want to check it out. Let's go YouTube. It's just Tanner Osborne Official. Right here, Tanner got all kinds of videos, but when we were back home, it's this one right here, reselling things I found on the side of the road. Tons of couch flipping videos as well if you want to check those out. And if you haven't already, check me out on Instagram. All my social media handles are the same, Tanner Osborne Official. I have a ton of reels. When I was back home this summer, I was mainly focusing on making short form content and posted a ton of reels on there, flipping couches, dressers, all in on pontoons. I ended up flipping about 6 of them, made about $4,000 to $5,000 profit on each pontoon. It was a ton of fun, but like I said, why this business model works versus a lot of other ones like Amazon, FBA, e-commerce, drop shipping. I've tried them all. And the reason why I know this one is tried and true is because it works in any niche, any market, and you don't need a ton of capital to get started. And it's really meant to meet you where you're at. You can, like I said, I bounce back and forth between Phoenix and North Dakota, and I don't even need to flip stuff anymore, but I just genuinely love doing it. I love finding undervalued items and just knowing in my mind like I could turn that into a profit. So why not? So from here, I want to offer you an invitation to the greatest reselling community on the planet. It's even the name of the community. Basically, inside here, I teach you everything A to Z, what you need to know on how to start and be able to sustain yourself running a profitable and lean flipping business. If you do want to join, I'll have the link below. Our hosting platform is called School. Video right here you can watch, deep diving more into what's all included, and then some slides. You can see Kelsey here. 2 days into the week, $1,650 into couch sales. Does anyone else sit in belief that this is even possible? I used to work my ass off for hours, picking up a second job, working overtime. It would take me 2 weeks to what I made in just a couple of days, and I haven't even been going full time at this. Another one, Paul, he's just saying, just finished all the videos inside the Reselling Academy, and they're full of useful information. Highly recommend everyone watching them. Diego, another review there. You can check that out. But we offer a free 7-day trial. So, if you did come in the community and you decided like it's not for you, um, no harm, no foul. The price is $99 a month or $497 a year, which I think is like a fraction of what you would typically pay to go even to college to get a degree that you don't even get to use, or if you've ever invested in yourself into other programs and didn't get the results. I made this so simple that like it's impossible not to get results. Like I said, even offers free 7-day trial. What you'll get inside 30-minute. What I also want to do is I like to put a name to the face. So I personally onboard everybody that comes into the community. No sales pitches or upsells or anything like that. I just want to make a genuine connection, hear your story, and be able to help you create an action plan so you can get after it. Complete A to Z training, Reselling Academy. So you'll get all these videos here, made them really short and bite-sized, so it's impactful. So because I know what it's like watching, nobody wants to sit there and watch hours upon hours of videos. So made it really simple. Tried to make it really fun as well. Um, but also step by steps, helpful guides, and we do a weekly live Q&A every single week. Right now, this is going to change in the future, but right now, every Wednesday and Friday night, go live for a couple hours. We're also going to be adding in a live Q&A, like probably 2-3 hour Q&A on Saturday, where you can just come in and just vibe, even just talk, figure out any bottlenecks you're facing or whatever, and just help you along. And if you're still not sure if you want to join, no worries. You can definitely do this on your own. I just think it's powerful. I think what the world truly needs is community, is collaboration. And, sometimes, like I said, even just somebody to talk to when times are tough. But if you are interested in joining, but you're still on the fence, you can, like I said, click the link below. Our hosting platform is School. You can also book a Calendly or book on Calendly with me, and we could chat a little bit. If you're still stuck on the fence, if you're not sure if this is right for you. But I hope you did get something out of this training.